Cool. Um, yes, this is Neil from MNM Gaming, and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Just finished practice. Been a productive day.
Nice, nice, nice to know that. So let's start with a question about the first stage. Um, you had a slow start, we could say, but you started to outperform some of the best teams in the competition, and you ended up in fifth place. How did the team feel after missing out on Charlotte?
Um, Honestly, I don't think we were too bummed about it because at the start of the stage we had some of the tougher teams to play because of the scheduling. Obviously they were kind of close, a few 7-5s, and then we started to pick up. We got more confident with ourselves, also because it was our first stage in EUCL. A lot of pressure on our shoulders. Um, Towards the end we picked it up, and we were kind of proud of ourselves to even come back to fifth place. So missing out on the major wasn't that much of a big deal to us at the time.
Hmm. Because we have to remember that your team was playing in Challenger League last season, and you got yourself that promotion and played in the Six Invitational. Um, how has been the team's adaptation from Europe's Tier 2 to the European League?
It's definitely very different. The main difference for us is probably the fact that the league play days are best of ones. Because obviously in Challenger League it was all best of threes. SI there was a lot of best of threes as well. So we were kind of used to being able to have a lot more time to adapt to teams. As you can probably tell, we struggled a little bit in stage one and even this stage with adaptation. But I think these last couple of weeks we've had a lot of great ideas and we're really pushing our focus onto playing a more adaptive play style, ready for the major.
Hmm. Yeah, and precisely my next question was about the format of the games. We are used to see you guys playing in best of ones. As you said, you were used to best of threes, both in the Six Invitational
Hmm.
and the Challenger League. But after a few months playing just best of ones, how do you see yourselves heading to a group stage which is like best of one games, but playoffs should be best of threes? How do you see yourself in that situation?
Um, I think we're pretty confident. Best of ones, they're kind of tricky because there's a lot of things that you can catch you that can catch you off guard, and it's kind of hard to come back from it since there's only like a limited amount of rounds in one map. Uh, but I'm sure as we saw this stage, we had another brilliant comeback. We've had a few of those in the CL, SI, stage one, this stage, um, which is something I'm really proud of because it just shows our mental strength in the games that matter. Um, but yeah, sorry, lost myself there.
That's fine.
Can you repeat it? Do you want to go again?
Well, actually, well, yeah. I mean, I think that you did pretty well, but I'm going to ask again. Um, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we were talking about the best of threes format, and if you feel like confident, and how does the team like feel in this, kind of format, three maps? Yeah. As you said, best of ones are tricky, but best of threes.
Best of threes, there's obviously a lot more room to make mistakes, and because we're kind of still a young team, obviously we're gaining more experience as we go. But I think we're starting to get into a groove of it, especially after playing so many best of ones. It's really helped to be a lot more faster at adapting,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
I think I think we'll have a good advantage going into the major.
Mm. Yeah, because I remember talking to Nelo, and he told me that he was like the team's godfather. He like was the most experienced player in the team. Heading to the Singles Invitational, you're like imagine for some like international debut is something like very important, but you guys came from the second tier in Europe to play to a Six Invitational. It's a huge change. Um,
Yeah.
Experience-wise, how do you see yourself? Is Nilo still a crucial player in this regard?
Yeah, definitely. Nella's experience has come in handy a lot of times. He mainly usually keeps a cool head, like level-headed. Uh, it's very easy to keep a plan and like stick to it, and also make adaptations because obviously like Solotov, sorry, is one of the big players that can spot gaps in teams and make a good shot call, which kind of complements Nello's more step-by-step IGLing. And yeah, this
Hmm.
also gives us a few pep talks as well before games, helps us get ready.
Yeah, pep talks are always important. Now, not just about M&M Gaming, but Europe overall. Um, Europe is not in the best state now, at least compared to other regions. How do you see Europe heading to Berlin?
I think people are underestimating Europe, to be honest. I think this stage, a lot of the teams were good, definitely better than stage one, especially our last game. We lost the Pones. We made a few mistakes. Our attacks were poor on Villa, but I think they've made a great improvement, and the same goes for many other teams. And I'm really excited to go into the major. I think EU's gonna surprise a lot of people.
Nice to know that. My next question is also about Pounds because you headed to the final two games of the stage in a very comfortable position, but a loss against outsiders put you like in a difficult situation. You had to win against
Yeah.
Pounds or at least get a point. At some point in the game against Pounds, you were 6-5 behind, so you had to win that round. If not, your chances to go to Berlin vanished. How was the mood in that situation? Like, how did the team feel? Were you like nervous or?
No, like I said, we take it round by round. We don't really stress out too much. I know Solotov was a little bit stressed because he was having internet issues. So obviously that's why he didn't have the best game. Uh, but honestly, no. Even when we're 5-6 down, 2-6 down, I really don't think that we're fully gone. And I always think that it's possible to bring it back. And I think that mentality is something that we all have, and it translates into a lot of our games.
Um, Now about Berlin, you are going. Well, you are sharing a group against Astralis, who finished like um, in second place. They lost against Dark Zero in the in Charlotte final. Um, you also have Fury Sports, who's a very experienced team now. They have played in every major, or well, international competition since COVID started. And you are also playing against Elevate, APAC
Yep.
team, very well known. How do you see? Well, how do you rate your chances to make it through the group stage, play the playoffs, and what's a team that you think that can cause you some trouble?
Um, I think we've got a good chance, and honestly, I think all of those teams have kind of a similar play style. Very like free flow. Uh, not really any set attacks that they do, or they'll have like many ideas and adaptations that they can do on the fly. They definitely try to catch you off guard with their play style, and we've been preparing for that since we've seen our group, and preparing before that as well for the major, because that's kind of becoming the new meta. Free flow attacks, which is a lot harder to deal with than you can't just sit behind the shield anymore. And I think I think we've made a good progress towards that.
Nice. My final question is, sometimes teams with no experience just head to this type of tournaments. Like it's just not not the first because you have played the Six Invitational, but just gather some experience and let's see how we evolve. What's your mentality going to the Charlotte Major, sorry, the Berlin Major? Um, you want like obviously you want to win it all, but what's your like result that you would take home?
Um, I'll start off by saying the Invitational was a big eye opener for us. We realized that we had a lot more preparation to do if we wanted to compete at an event like that again. And while competing there, we had to be, as you saw, we lost a lot of 10 a.m. games at the Sixth Invitational. So this time we're prepared. We fixed our sleep schedules. I
Yeah.
think we'll be fine in that regard.
I still remember talking to Nilo
And
and he, yeah, sorry,
yeah,
sorry, sorry, the internet is a bit shaky. You wanted to add something?
yeah, no worries.
Did you want
hmm
to add something?
Yeah, I think obviously for us, we're trying to win it, like you said, but I think most of us would be happy with a top eight or top four,
Hmm.
but obviously a little bit disappointed because we think highly of ourselves, as every team should, and hopefully we can win it.
Yeah, and what I was saying is that I still remember talking to Nello, and he told me that for the regional qualifiers for the Six Invitational, you had some problems with the schedule because some games were like super early in the morning, like 9 a.m. something like that, and yeah, I still remember that thing, and it was fun. And now
Yeah,
that you mention it, like yeah, but well,
it was definitely an issue we had. Yeah,
yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen in Berlin, because if not,
yeah.
well. Hopefully not.
Well, then it's our own fault, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's the end of the interview. So thank you for coming and good luck with your screams and yep. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.